They called it routine fire safety, just clearing brush to protect the neighborhood. But 10 minutes later, my $70,000 prize bull lay bleeding in the dirt, a bullet in his neck. The men who shot him said they were following orders. The woman who sent them, Marlene Davis, the HOA president, smirked like she'd won a battle. She didn't know who I was or that she'd started a fight that would unravel her control. My name's Ethan Caldwell, and on that Wednesday, with the sun burning and pine scent thick in the air, I became the man who'd make her regret stepping on my land. I was checking water lines in the east field when a loud engine roared too close. Tires crunched gravel, not like a ranch truck. My gut tightened. Not fear, but a warning. I dropped my tool and jogged up the hill, boots stirring dust. When I reached the top, it was chaos. A bulldozer ripped through brush, 2 men hacked at my fence with trimmers, and a man with a clipboard shouted orders like he owned my land. The gate was broken, a cheap HOA access sign tied to the wire. My ranch wasn't under their rules, never was. It was private, fenced, clearly marked. I yelled, the kind of shout that stops wolves. The crew froze. Clipboard guy strolled over, chewing gum like he was untouchable, and waved a paper signed by Marlene. Mandatory fire clearing, he said, flashing a fake security badge. I told him he was trespassing. He laughed. Then a gunshot cracked the air. Silence hit, the kind that screams trouble. I ran past the bulldozer and saw him, Thunder, my champion bull, down, blood pooling from his neck. 2 workers stood still, one holding a smoking rifle. Thunder's huge body twitched, eyes wide, nostrils flaring. I knelt beside him, hands useless. He wasn't just livestock, a genetic treasure, a legacy bred over years, worth more than most houses and loved. The shooter muttered about self-defense, saying Thunder charged. But his pen gate was open, unlatched by their mess. Thunder didn't charge, he wandered, curious. They shot him anyway. I called the sheriff, filming the scene, the broken gate, the sign, Thunder's body. The deputy took notes, but said it needed review. The crew wasn't arrested, they handed me a trash bag for the carcass. I stood, fists tight as they drove off. The next morning, I stormed the HOA meeting, no invitation needed. Marlene sat at the front, necklace shining, smiling like she was at a party. When she saw me, her smile wavered. I slammed a photo of Thunder, bloody and still, on her table. The room went quiet. She glanced at it, shrugged, and called it unfortunate damage. She blamed me for letting a dangerous animal roam, praising her team's fire safety. I didn't lose control. I watched, noting her lies. What she didn't know was I'd just joined the county's Farm Oversight Board, with power to check HOA permits and review her orders. This wasn't done, it was war. I acted fast, staying calm. I called Laura, a county official I'd known since the 2010 fire recovery. By noon, she sent 28 pages of HOA records, showing Marlene's 5 illegal land clearing orders, 2 already under investigation. My ranch wasn't a mistake, it was her habit. Neighbors called, angry. Jim Harper said Marlene's crew cut his fence last spring. Widow Edith lost her flower garden to fire control. I gathered their stories, photos, and proof nails in Marlene's coffin. The HOA rule she used was old, meant for empty lots, not private ranches. I found its author, Ben Wilson, now in Colorado. He confirmed Marlene blocked updates to limit its use, emailing me old meeting notes as evidence. I set up a county oversight meeting, filling every seat, keeping Thunder's death out of the request to stay fair. The Thursday meeting was tense. I brought a binder, drone footage, the fake order, Ben's emails, Thunder's breeding certificate. Chairwoman Clara, sharp as thorns, read it quietly. When she saw Marlene's signature allowing adjacent land access, she whispered, "She's in trouble." I showed the gate's broken latch, Thunder's calm steps, the workers shooting 30 seconds later. I played Marlene's HOA meeting audio, mocking my cow hobby. Clara's jaw tightened. The committee voted to review Marlene's power and called her to a hearing in 10 days. I left, sat in my truck, and felt justice growing, quiet, steady, unstoppable. I visited Thunder's breeder, Sam Tucker, a tough old rancher. He lit a cigarette, hands shaking at Thunder's photos, and gave me a box from his freezer, 3 vials of Thunder's frozen genetics. "Insured alive," he said. "They're Thunder." I nodded, throat tight. This fight was for legacy. Marlene fought back with an HOA notice, calling Thunder's death a safety need under a fake state rule. I had an email from the wildlife office proving her lie, but waited for the hearing. The night before, I walked my ranch, flashlight in hand, marking broken posts and GPS points. The quiet buzzed with coming justice. Marlene thought I was a sad rancher who'd give up. She didn't know I was a policymaker who'd studied land law longer than she'd worn fake smiles. The hearing dawned cold, the air sharp. I wore a clean shirt, no tie, and brought 3 sets of documents. Marlene strutted in, heels clicking, folders shining, betting charm would save her. She called the incident regrettable, saying her team followed rules, and mistook my land for HOA property. She dodged questions about the workers' expired licenses, blaming the contractor. Clara pushed. No permission, no notice, no inspection. Why? Marlene stumbled. I took the stand, showing drone images of my fenced land, the outdated map Marlene misused, the rule's true purpose. I played the footage, the worker unlatching Thunder's gate, Thunder stepping out, the shot. The room froze. Marlene's HOA audio, her laughter, sealed her fate. A county livestock officer, unannounced, confirmed Thunder's role in a protected breeding program, making his death a state law violation. Marlene's defense collapsed. She called it a mistake, but the room saw the truth. The board suspended Marlene's authority and set a criminal review. Her heels echoed as she left, defeated. News spread. HOA president suspended in bull-killing scandal. Lawsuits piled up, Sam's, mine, neighbors. The HOA paid part of my settlement to avoid worse penalties, and Marlene's insurance dropped her. Her name vanished from HOA records, her allies quiet. The board asked me to be interim land use advisor, citing my knowledge. I accepted, standing in Thunder's barn, knowing his death exposed a corrupt system. Marlene faded, her face on a viral photo picking roadside litter for court service. I didn't celebrate, I bought new fences. Sam delivered the vials, and I planned Thunder's bloodline revival. One evening, I stood by a bronze plaque under a pine, Thunder, champion, guardian, catalyst. The wind carried his spirit. A young bull snorted in the pen, tall and bold Thunder's son, already carrying his name. The ranch grew greener. Kids visited, learning from Thunder's story, his strength, his calm, his legacy. Marlene's fall wasn't loud, it was quiet, like truth overtaking lies. She thought power was in orders. I showed her it's in standing firm, knowing your rights. Thunder's death sparked justice, broke a rotten system, and ensured no rancher would face her abuse again. His bloodline lives, his story grows, and my land stands stronger than ever.